Welcome to the Tile Happy Hour. Right now, we are in our trial run, trying to make things happen today for the tile industry. We are here and testing things out. How did you like our intro? John, I can't get your mic to come on. You are mute. No, you're not. There you are.
I am here. What's up, Craig?
This evening?
I'm doing really good. Glad to be here.
Now, I thought I'd lost you there. I kept seeing an X on your microphone. I was like, well, there it goes. I've got to carry this for the whole time. Well, John, this today is our dress rehearsal, our run through. But more importantly, we're going to tell everybody why they need to tune in to the Tile Happy Hour, this is not our regular time. This is kind of our pregame activities. And our regular time is when, John?
Well, our regular time is going to be every Friday at 4 p.m. at a station near you. We're going to talk about all the channels we're on, but it's a lot of channels. So wherever you're comfortable, we'll be there.
Wherever you're coming from. We actually got a comment on Facebook. We love that.
Really?
I am able to read those as they come in. And unfortunately, they have no name, just Facebook user Yay Tile. And I agree with that. Yay Tile. That's what we're here to do. John and I are brothers from another mother. We don't know each other than the last few years, but we've been in the tile industry forever. I mean, it feels like forever. When you do it this long, it does. And we've done different things in the industry. And right now, I'm going to get John to tell you why he is interesting to listen to about tile. John, tell me about your tile experience and what you've been doing in the industry over the last 165 years.
Exactly. Well, I kind of say I'm an expert on tile and stone and novice on everything else in life. So, everyone needs to be an expert in something. And this is what I do. This is what I love. And it's been really great collaborating with you, kind of loose over the last few years, and to culminate into this Tile Happy Hour show really makes me happy. I've kind of gone dark on a lot of social media with regards to my live broadcasts, and I'm really happy to be back here. I've been in the industry a long time. Matter of fact, my family's been in the industry a real long time. I don't know if you know this, Craig. My dad was considered a pioneer in importing high-end Italian tile to New York.
Wow. And that was... when did he start in the tile business?
1976. I was 10 years old, and he brought in a container of tile, not previously being in the business, but he kind of researched the business and felt that this was up and coming, and brought in a container of tile to Long Island, had a container pull up to a residential garage, opened the back with no forklift.
Nice.
And he's like, with a bunch of guys, like, we got to unload this container.
Yeah. And so they didn't have a warehouse. They just unloaded it in the driveway and sold it on the side of the street.
Well, the selling part is different. It's really interesting. But the unloading part was really interesting. So do you ever see at a supermarket, they have like those metal conveyor belts, so they slide boxes down? Yeah.
First
wheels
company
on
I
it.
worked at, that's how we used to move bags of terrazzo chips.
So yes, terrazzo chips good. Heavy tile boxes bad, because what happens is he borrowed it from a local supermarket, and we were sliding them down, and they were so heavy the boxes were flying off and breaking. So
tile is fragile.
Yeah, it is. So they went back to Italian Technology 101. We got some plywood and some soap, and we soaped up the wood, and we slid it down, and it was beautiful.
That's funny.
And we loaded the garage up and put the tiles in the garage, and then again, I was 10 years old. We had a regular home phone. They added a second phone number as the business line. Yep. And took an ad on every Sunday. There was a very, I don't know if you know, like on AM radio, sometimes like these ethnic stations play ethnic music. So they had an Italian radio show, and the DJ was Lorna Savino or something similar to that.
You're Italian?
Yeah.
You're from Ireland.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I know you're Italian. So
yes, yeah. You can see. I'm actually getting sunburnt by the lights.
And you have your light on the warmest setting too, I can tell.
Exactly. So your dad brought in, was like the first to bring tile to Long Island. Maybe not that, but we'll claim that.
High-end tile, yes.
Yeah, the first to bring tile to Long Island. And you started moving tile at 10 years old. Then what did you do? I mean, it was just in your blood. And they say once you get in the tile industry, you don't get out.
Well, yeah, that is the rumor on the streets. It's a rough street. And we ride my bike after school to the tile warehouse pulling orders. And I graduated to getting a driver's license like at 17 or 16 and started making deliveries. And then getting involved in the family business and getting involved in the marketing. You know, my dad was a pure, like, good guy salesman, but he wasn't like an Americanized, citizen. He was a citizen, but he didn't have that. So I kind of try to take the company to another level as far as marketing and advertising and picking products. And it's a long road. It's been a long time. Glad I'm here.
In New York City, I know that you are. How's your Italian? There's a Chris Sloan that's asking, how's your Italian?
Oh, poco.
Poco. Kind of like my Spanish. So we got you in the industry in New York City. I know you spend a lot of time there, but you're also on a lot of boards and you work in the design industry. You're posting stuff on LinkedIn all the time. I think maybe LinkedIn is your platform.
LinkedIn and Instagram has been good. I did have the this happy hour theme that I devised 5 years ago, 5+ years ago. And I had a happy hour 1 hour live show on Facebook interviewing designers, and this kind of morphed into this. But I just stopped at one point being on Facebook, but LinkedIn and Instagram has been really good. And I just love talking about products. What I do every Friday, kind of morning, early afternoon, is I do a tile bar happy hour product highlight. Have you seen those?
I've seen those. I love those because if you don't know us, both of us are affiliated with Tile Bar.
Yes.
And man, there's so many SKUs and so many awesome, unique tiles that normally I only see them when there's an issue or there's a question about them, but luckily you get to see them on the front end and kind of present them to the tile community, letting them know, hey, this fancy glass tile is available now and all the cool sizes. It's to the point. I love the Tile Bar happy hours. Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. It's really another way. You know what? It's a way for me to like communicate with my clients. I have a lot of clients and people who aren't my clients who maybe the clients of other reps in the company, and I get a lot of interest from all over the country, and it's just fun to show new. It really does. I was in the corporate office on Long Island 5+ years ago when I started, and I saw them taking photos of a product. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And I said, and I handed the camera to somebody. I said, hey, can you videotape me? I want to I guess I was inspired by, you ever see those like unboxing videos? People like unbox like a stapler and they have 1 million views, right? And then people are intrigued. I said, well, I wasn't unboxing, but I was kind of just showing the studio kind of behind the scenes. And it really resonated with a lot of people. It actually helps me a lot because I do get to see these products new up front first.
Well, part of us learning it is teaching it. And that's kind of, I never claim to know it all, even though I've been in the industry for a long time.
You do. Right, I get it.
But the minute you teach it, you know it a lot better. And that's the same thing with those, with the product demos. I love those. Now tell me about the other industries, design. I know you're a board member of a couple of different places. Thanks, Rick, for loving the show.
Yeah, Rick is the tile nerd himself. What's up, Rick Crane? How you doing? How you doing? It's really it's good to see you here.
It's hey y'all. It's not how you doing. It's hey y'all.
Yeah, well, not in hillbilly land. We're in New York and New Jersey.
There's no hills where I live, John. It's flat.
I'm looking at your beard. I'm looking at your hat. I'm listening to your voice. There's hills in that soul somewhere.
Oh, you think so? Okay. Well, tell me about this community that you're a part of, that you're on the board of.
So Interior Design Society, I happen to be the current president of the Manhattan chapter. And basically we just trying to elevate the industry, trying to educate the industry the same way that you and I are trying to educate the world about tile. Interior Design Society is just one of the many industry trade organizations in New York City and Long Island that are there to just elevate their members, get them to network. There's no more water cooler, right? There's no more, especially with the whole COVID madness, even more so. So this is the place where there's a networking event or there's a continuing education course. People could get together. We have an event coming up this Wednesday, which actually I can invite some people. But let me ask you a question, because you said something, you're on the other end of it. People have no idea what that is. What do you do?
Man, I've start from the beginning?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from the beginning. I grew up in Eastern North Carolina, and I went to flight school and ended up in construction management. I graduated construction management, had zero plans of what I was going to do, but I had a friend that owned a waste company, and it wasn't one of those New York waste companies. I know what they do over there.
It's not
one day I showed up at the office, and a carload of prostitutes was there. Yes, that's what I said. And this story does have a purpose, but
all right.
I had been married 6 months, and I went home to my wife. I said, listen, I think I need to get out of this business. And I started looking for work, and there was one job posted on the job board at East Carolina, and I had a friend pull it for me, and I made a phone call, and it was to one of the largest commercial tile installers in the Southeast. I knew nothing about tile other than I put it in my foyer, and that was it. And I told my wife, I said, well, there's never going to be enough money to get me to leave here and go to Raleigh, North Carolina. But lo and behold, I guess I didn't aim too high. They offered me the amount, and I left. And that was in 2000. That started my commercial installing career. And I worked for that company for 15 years and literally ran projects from a backsplash to the exterior of a children's hospital in Orlando, Florida, doing all sorts of installations, estimating what works here, what doesn't work there. And I was missing one part of what I really love, and that was serving people. I didn't get that opportunity. It was very legalistic, and I just didn't get to serve. And so I left that company and started my own company for a couple of years. And as I did that, I really got in the trenches of tile work, and I was helping the guys do tile rather than running it from a desk. And now I spend day in and day out teaching others about tile, what can be used in what situation, what setting materials go with that, all those different things. And my goal is to make our company the best in the world distributor. And in the meantime, I want to serve the tile community abroad or on the internet or through this podcast, because I've got all this knowledge up here, and what good is it if I don't share it? And so that's kind of where I came from. I think I've seen just about every installation there is. I know how to do it. Doesn't mean I've actually done it myself, but also I get stumped, John. I mean, some of the questions I get each week are crazy. And I have had to say, I haven't heard that one before. Let me call in a friend.
You did a little shout out. Can you think of a crazy? Is it one of those things where no question is stupid?
I've heard different ways of saying that. There's no stupid question. There are stupid questions. I'm kind of lean towards there's no stupid questions, because I know if one person is asking it, there's probably 10% of the people that are
right. Good point.
thinking it. And I never want to discount my 20 years of experience against somebody that says, well, why do you need thin set? And to me, that's a dumb question. But to somebody that's never done it before, it's not.
You know what, Craig, what's really interesting is that the tile industry has evolved so much, and the technologies have developed so much. One of the most noticeable changes is the size of the product, right? So
absolutely.
Back in 1980, an 8-inch square,
that was a large format tile then.
Was a large format red body ceramic tile. You ever had a white tile in your kitchen and you drop the glass on it, you get a red chip come up below it.
Yep.
And
with a wire rack. Remember those days?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. And then in a bathroom, a 4 1/4 tile or 4 3/8, depending on the factory, would be the wall tile. And then we went to 6 by 8s. That was like, wow.
Yeah. Hey, we got an interest for a live demo. Absolutely. I would love that.
Yeah.
I do that a lot on my channel. If I don't know who Facebook user is, but I do some live demos on my channel, Tile the World on YouTube.
I think that may be Mark Zuckerberg.
It probably was Mark Zuckerberg. He's trying to figure out how to tile his bathroom.
Well, that's why he's charging $11.99 a month now. He needs to buy some really high-end tile. Did you hear about that?
No.
So apparently today he announced that they have a premium subscription. Now I do remember him in front of Congress or something saying it's free and it'll always be free. Yes. But today I think he announced it's $11.99 a month if you want to have a double verification or some type of authentication.
Kind of the whole Twitter blue check thing.
Yeah, so we're going through a little bit of testing grounds right now for the social media. Will people pay? Will people not pay? But so I saw something come up before, and I think it's what you live and breathe. It's called Tile the World.
Tile the World. That is. If you ever want to find me, now there's one random person on Twitter that stole that. They've probably been around forever, but regardless, most all of my social media is Tile the World. So YouTube, my Facebook group, Tile the World. And any of this other stuff, you can find me there. I try to put TikTok, which we're not streaming here on TikTok, but I try to put most of my stuff on YouTube because I want it to be there for as a resource for the community. That is my goal, is to be able to serve this community, whether it's through this podcast with John or whether it's through work day in and day out, or through the evergreen content on Tile the World. And I do product demos. I'll tell you if this tile is bad or good or whatever.
Can you explain
Tile the World? Can you explain
love those product highlights? Thank you. Can you explain the term? I know it's not a tile term, but it's I guess it's a social media or an advertising term, evergreen.
Evergreen content is the non-news media content. So if today we're going to talk about whatever happened today, the president was in Ukraine today, that is going to hit the top of the charts today and tomorrow, and it's going to be gone. But if you want to know how to drill a hole in tile, that's going to last forever. And so most of my content, I want it to be as good as information today as it is 10, 20, 50 years from now. So that's what evergreen content is. Our conversation that we're having here tonight in the tile bar, some of the in the tile happy hour, some of that's going to be evergreen, some of that's going to be topical. It's going to be kind of a blend of both things, don't you think, John?
Yeah, I think so. I really do. So this is technically not our first episode. It's our pregame show, and we're talking about each other, and you'll hear more about us if you decide to come back on Thursday. Now,
if you don't come back, there's a charge.
That's right, $11.99.
$11.99.
We are launching.
Every episode you miss, there's a charge.
Yeah, we'll get exactly. I was involved in a group where you had to put money in, and if you didn't show up, they would keep it. Like if you RSVP'd, but if you showed up, you get your money back. So that was a pretty interesting concept.
Not bad.
But we're starting our official episode 1 on Thursday, which is National Tile Day. I know it's on everyone's calendar. And so this Thursday we're starting it, but after that the show is going to be on Fridays. So this week is kind of just a pregame, and then it's the celebration of National Tile Day. And I'd like to check out some of the tech stuff, because this is kind of an AV check out there. People who are listening,
John, each episode, as we plan those episodes, we want to have a time of question and answer. So if you didn't watch the intro, it was really pretty cool. But on the intro, you saw this, which was submit your questions. So the good thing about John and I is we're in the same industry, but we have different perspectives on it. We may disagree, but I want you, as you guys who've been commenting, comment and submit us a question. And then about midway through our podcast, this is going to happen. And that's it. And that's going to be our question and answer time. And I think I even have a question and answer that. And
very
that's
nice.
When, hey, no matter what you want to talk about, ask us anything. What is tile made of? How was it made? Where did it come from? We're going to give you the answer, and sometimes they will be made up.
But if you say it with a straight face, with complete determination,
absolutely,
you're good. I absolutely agree with that. So from a technical end, we're going to be broadcasting on multiple platforms. We're going to ask people to chime in on whatever platform you're on, but we also want comments. What do you think of the background? What do you think of the lighting? What do you think of the sound of the audio? We can make changes. We could tweak things, which is kind of a work in progress.
Yeah, and now is the time for constructive criticism.
It is. And if people notice, hear the music in the background. We were debating, should we put that music in the background or not? But it's kind of subtle. When you kill the music, it's really... Can you kill the
music? Quiet here.
Let's see. We have the technology. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's pretty lame.
What are you wearing? I mean, it sounds really kind of creepy.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So,
with the music on, this podcast sucks.
Yeah. And
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think it's better with the music. Gives you some background, gives you a little feeling. And this music is called Night Driving.
I love it. Very nice.
It comes with streaming software, so we're not going to get in trouble there.
Well, yeah, it's copyrighted, but it's royalty free, I assume.
Yep, we've already got one comment. I like the music. It sets the mood. That's right.
Cool. Love it. That's
right. And I think it's called happy hour for a reason. I mean, are we supposed to have drinks, John?
Yes. So, I have access to drinks right back here. Where is it? Over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thursday I'm gonna queue up a cocktail. And what's your go-to cocktail?
My go-to cocktail is probably gin and tonic.
Wow.
I mean, Hendrick's gin is. We've even got. Hey, you're not old enough to drink. That's my son. I tell you, can't do anything. I'm enjoying Where's the Booze. Exactly. What kind of happy hour is it? You're right.
We're getting negative. We're getting negative. We asked for it. There you go.
I do have my Leroy mug.
What's Leroy?
And of course, John, you know where I'm from. What's in this mug?
I think like moonshine.
Sweet tea.
Okay.
I mean, you love sweet tea. It's Mama's sweet tea.
Yeah, so, I can't.
Like I said, like we said, this is the pregame. We're just getting tuned up for Thursday. Y'all know Thursday is yes, that's right, son. Thursday there may be different drinks.
This is true. So I'm a gin and tonic guy. I like Bombay Sapphire. Hendrix is good as well. But just even a Jack and Coke is good. Some tequila, beer, depending on the night, depending on the mood.
That's right. It depends on the week, and you may, as you get to know us, you may be able to what's Craig drinking today? Because if it's been a rough week, it may be something different.
It could be a segment.
Josh asks if this will be a weekly show. Great show. This show we're not sure about. Our next show, or our first show, is Thursday, which is National Tile Day, and that will be a weekly show on Friday. This is kind of our pregame. We wanted to get everything ready, let people know who we are, Joshua. I don't know you, but I hopefully you'll join us back again on Thursday at 4 o'clock, National Tile Day. We're going to talk about National Tile Day, where that came from, and what else, John, is on.
Well, we're talking about the industry trade show, which is a covering show. That's the biggest show in the United States, and it's phenomenal. It's coming up in about 6 weeks from now, and real important industry show. Yeah. I have a long history at that show, and so we're going to talk about the coverings. We're going to talk about National Tile Day. We're going to take your questions, and then just to follow the kind of a piggyback on what you said about the show. So Joshua, after tonight, which is the pregame, and after Thursday, which is episode 1, from there on, it's going to be Fridays. Right now it's at 4 o'clock every Friday. Perfect time to stop work, get a drink, and ask questions, comment. But what's really exciting is that ask about current trends, tile, stone, glass, metal, luxury vinyl tile. And from an aesthetic point, you can ask about what's hot, what's going in, what's going out, rather. And then from a technical standpoint, how do you install a slab that's 5 foot by 10 foot? How do you drill a hole in the middle of it? People are selecting products that sometimes that they don't know what they're getting involved into. And, all the products that are out there have a purpose, but sometimes there isn't a budget to transport it properly. There isn't a budget to unload it properly. There isn't skill and expertise to install it and cut it. So you got to kind of be careful what you wish for, and that's what we're here for. So if you're a tradesperson, be it a contractor, be it a designer, an architect, a builder, developer, bring us your questions, bring us your comments. We'd love to hear them. Technical, absolutely. This is, make your mistakes here. Have the conversation before you specify something, or if you're in the middle of a job. Let us know. There's also isn't there a Facebook group called the Tile Geeks, right?
Yeah, there's a Facebook group called Tile Geeks, and they have a lot of great information out there, and they got a lot of followers, and there's questions put up there every day, and I'll troll in there sometimes, and I will try to answer some and try to help people out when I can. If you are a designer or an architect, and are you working on a design, as John said, make your mistake before the crew shows up. So let's hash those things out and figure out what works best in a situation before there's a situation, because there's nothing more expensive than there's a lot more expensive, but an expensive tile job is tearing out a tile job, and that's terrible.
You know what I really enjoy with your social media, your Tile the World social media?
Yeah.
I think you should call your segment Seriously, because you have a segment that every once in a while you show a picture. I'm assuming you're at the dinner with your wife and you're going into the men's room and you see this tile with a 2.5 inch grout joint, and you film it. You're like, seriously?
I've started doing that on Fridays now. It's called my Fridays Fail. So every Friday I try to, I don't try to find it. They find me, really. A failed tile project, tile job, tile design, and I'll highlight that on a Friday fail. We got a question here. Will we specifically talking about tile bar products? Not necessarily. Tile bar products are we know probably I know the most about them, but I've had 20 plus years experience installing anything, so we don't shut the gate on talking about any brand. We really want to increase your overall knowledge, and but obviously Tile Bar will refer to those products probably more often than any others.
It's only natural, because Tile Bar, the company, and Tile Bar products are really amazing. So it's only natural because Tile Bar carries such a breadth of product from all different categories, and I feel is launching new products every other day, literally every week of the year. So, but absolutely, you want to talk about any other brand, any product. This is not a Tile Bar show. This is Craig and John show talking about Tile, the Tile Happy Hour. And so we're going to have fun talking about Tile. I'm going to have fun, probably making fun of your, North Carolina. You're in North Carolina?
That's right, yes.
You're not.
I don't know what you're going to make fun of because, I mean, as Chris said here, he said Craig is Italian.
Really?
I mean, he said so.
All right, we'll have to take it from another paisan, Sloan, Craig Sloan.
But I don't know if we have anything. We kind of went through our whole sequence except for the ending, which you're going to see here momentarily. But I love all the comments, and this is what we want to do. This is how we're going to serve this Tile community. We want to become embedded in what you're doing, as long as it's legal and moral. For me, I mean, John, I don't know what he does.
Yeah, we're in New York. There's no rules here.
Rules.
I agree with you, Craig. We really love this. Like I said before, my Instagram tag or whatever it's called says expert on tile and stone, novice on everything else in life. And it's what I do. It's what I love. And it's something I just love to help people. I just love when someone has a question about something and needs help discussing something. I want to be the backsplash whisperer, help somebody pick out their backsplash. And I have a segment like pet peeves. I have a million pet peeves when people are designing things. And one of the pet peeves is a lot of the pet peeves are generated by people like you, contractors. See, we have designers picking stuff out, and then the contractor says, well, we could do this. And I'm like, yeah, well, just because you can, it looks good. So,
yeah, well, I mean, just because a designer drew it doesn't mean it can be installed.
All right. We'll have
I've seen some non-buildable tile installations on paper before, and
fair.
So I love that. I love that we can disagree on that.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that's our thing. We're gonna be honest. And hey, if I'm wrong, I want John to tell me I'm wrong because I'm gonna tell him if he is.
All right. It's a deal. So I'd like to ask everyone out there if you have any comment about the show, the content, the visuals, the audio, what the platform that you're on, how it looks, any improvements, any suggestions. This is evolving. Tonight's pregame is completely unscripted. We just literally, the goal was to get the technical part, the AV, the audio video out there to see how it goes, see how it sounds, see how it looks. And we're going to invite you into my bar, into Craig's studio, and have a drink. And you know what? Friday, I'm thinking I do my product highlight on Fridays.
Yep.
You do your product fails. Friday fails. We have this show. I really feel that most people should just not go into work on Fridays because it's really not necessary. This is the place to be.
This is like a CEU, right?
This is true. You know what we could do? Let's ask the people. I do this product highlight and you do that fail. Maybe we could even show that or talk about like that one little thing during our show for people who didn't get to see it. We can kind of
looks like you have a ghost hand. We're working on John's lighting. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if my lighting is better and John's is terrible.
Well, the black shirt with the black background probably wasn't a good idea.
Your dark soul in New York. No.
You know what? We did a test on this before just to get the video set up, and there was daylight out. We weren't expecting to do. And then today or the other day, we decided to do like this evening kind of pregame. But good point. It looks like I'm just like just my head.
Oh yeah, I'm getting thumbs up everywhere. Now okay. Notice they all have my same last name. So,
Oh, Josh, all right, good.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. We appreciate that. Oh, he says my head is yellow and John is floating. We're working on that. We'll work on maybe I was been trying to look yellow. Normally, I'm the one that's clear because I'm Scott Irish and
what's going on in your background? I see that like graphic happening. What is that?
That's my screensaver.
That's your screensaver.
No, I was working today. Audio sounds great. Thank you.
All right. And when you get closer, it's like, hey, how you doing?
That's right.
Greg and I have the same exact mic, right?
We do. We do have the same mic.
Yeah.
We just use it differently.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering if we should show any other technical things that we didn't show yet. Is there anything that we didn't do?
I don't think so. I think we've
Really?
ran through all the stuff.
Explain how it works, Craig, on alerts. If people are on like Facebook so let's talk about the different platforms that we're going to be on.
Sure. Okay, right now, as we speak, we are streaming on John's Facebook page, John's Facebook profile, John's LinkedIn. We're also streaming on John's Twitter. Gosh, how much stuff do you have? We're streaming on my Twitter, which I made this afternoon because I don't tweet a lot. We're streaming on my YouTube channel, which is Tile the World, and we're streaming on my Facebook page, which is also Tile the World. So those are the three things. And what is great about this software is no matter where you're watching from, like this is a comment from YouTube. We've got Josh in here at LinkedIn, and then we have Facebook. So I can bring wherever you're listening from into the conversation, which that's what we want to do. This is not our show. This is your show. We're here to serve you and help you learn more about the tile and stone industry. So we want to communicate with you. So let us know now or in the comments later. Was it easy to navigate? That's why you see a lot of Cahoon people up here, because I've had to pay my family to watch it so that I could get their feedback. So we'd like to know yours. Since you're not related to us, you'll probably tell us the truth.
Now, what if someone's watching this not live? Now, I don't mean that they're not live. I meant that it's not.
They're not live. They have bigger issues. If you're watching this on a playback or recorded, which we've not tried that yet, so that's coming as soon as we get done today. Tomorrow, after I finish my normal job, I'm going to try to figure out how to get this into the right format so that it'll be available forever. As we talked about evergreen content, it'll be available forever. And if you are watching it in that available forever area, then leave us a comment. John and I are very responsive. We want to get your opinion even after the live. So leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channels. Make sure you hit the bell icon. Then you won't miss if we decide to go live. I see you took your glasses off. You must have saw that comment.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see that comment. Well,
I was just checking out the glare on my, Oh, wow! Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, timing was pretty.
Timing
close.
was good. I don't know who Facebook user is, but thank you for that.
Yeah.
We got another question from LinkedIn. Will you be doing topics each week? A good note. We're going to do different topics each week. Next week, like we discussed, is going to be the National Tile Day, and also that's going to kind of lead into covering.
Well, this week,
John will kind of clue you in on that little nugget next week, and then we're going to talk about other tile-related stuff. And as you've seen tonight, we do go off on rabbit holes and tangents. But if you have a suggestion of a topic you'd like to know more about, let us know. I mean, we've got between John, he's 172 and I'm 25. We've got at least 40 years knowledge.
Exactly. Well, we're also going to have special guests.
I don't know anybody, John. You've seen my room. It's empty. Maybe I need to get the alcohol. Is that how you get friends?
Yes, exactly. Okay. We are going to have special guests, industry peeps, or people that are just in business that could add value to our industry. They may not be in the tile business. So if you are that interesting person and you want to perhaps consider bringing you on the show, reach out to us and let us know. If you have a suggestion of somebody that you think could be of interest to join the show, let us know. And just like was mentioned before, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, absolutely, let's do it. I think this has been a successful.
I've already put in a call to the guy who invented tile.
There you go.
Get him on.
That's a good plan. Well, I think we had a successful pregame here, and I would love to just fast forward to Thursday at 4:00 and get our episode 1 down, and let's get this going.
Absolutely. It's been a great time going through the stuff. I think it seemed to run relatively well. And Thursday, 4:00, whatever platform you're watching from now, you can watch from then. If you don't know it, tell all your friends, all your family members, pay people, whatever. We're going to have fun. And we're going to, if you love the tile industry like we do, we're going to have fun and talk about that kind of stuff and hopefully get you started for your week. Next week, it's on Thursday, though.
And we have Spotify in our future, too. Once we get all the tech stuff down, Pat, we'll be on Spotify as well. We'll strip the audio from that and put it on there. Look,
I'm not stripping.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
So this has been great, Craig. Welcome, everybody. I'm really happy that everyone showed up to say hello. Looking forward to seeing you. We do have a fancy outro, which we're going to do in a moment. Anything else we need to go over? Craig, you could wrap it up. So I'd like to wish everybody peace, health, and happiness.
And as always, tile the world. Or Thursday. That said next week, but you can do Thursday.
All right. How do we know we're not live?